Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day, and we may get rain. Isn't that wonderful? To really soften up our grounds a little bit. So I'd like to welcome anybody new here today, and you can always pick up an information packet in the back if you like. But we're going to start the day off with Dalton with the opening song.
Hello, hello. This opening song is one that may or may not be familiar to you, but it does require some audience participation. It's got some words in Sanskrit and some words in English. The Sanskrit words are Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, which means, very roughly, I bow to the God of love and light. So they're up there in case you want to read along. It's a call and response number. Om Namo Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vasudevaya Because the one I love lives inside of you, I lean as close to you as I can. I lean as close to you as I can. Because the one I love lives inside of you, I lean as close to you as I can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vasudevaya Because the one I love lives inside of you, I lean as close to you you as I can. Let me hear you. I lean as close to you as I can, because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Let me hear you. Because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. Because the one I love lives inside of you. I lean as close to you as I can. I lean as close to you as I can. I lean as close to you as I can. Now with me. I lean as close to you as I can.
That's great, Dalton. Thank you very much. So I'd like to invite the children up as we sing them out to the cottage for school. And at this time, maybe if you want to greet your neighbor, however you're comfortable doing that, just at least look in their eyes and say hi. So we may have some children on the outside, but when we don't have them in here, we still pledge our support and our love for all the children of the world, wherever they may be, and for their peace and calm in their hearts and their love. So we send our love to all the children. Thank you, and I know that all the children hear that and feel it, and we imagine it for them. So I'm Charlie Bourne, I'm a practitioner for today, and welcome to today's service, and also serving as practitioners is Dr. Mary Mitchell and Judy Carmi. So we'll be available after service if you want prayer support for good or something you're working on, we're here for you. So we love doing this, and that's what we want to do. So I invite you up. And I want to thank everybody who's in service today. We have the sound booth, we have the ushers and greeters, And we never want to forget the kitchen cookies because they prepare a nice snack for us, after service, and it's an opportunity to go meet people and have conversation and meet someone new. It's a good opportunity for that. And then we have Judy and Dalton in service today for music. And so I did want to remind you, if you have a device that may go off, is to silence that, like your cell phone, so that we have a nice sacred time here in service. So I'm going to invite Dr. Mary to come up, and she's got a focus announcement, and then we'll go into a few of the other announcements.
There aren't many times when I've done a class, and I've been teaching for, I don't know how many years long, where the students said, no, we're not stopping. And that's what happened. Sally, Mary, we are not stopping this writing class, writing our memoir. And I'll tell you, I was so tickled because I love this class. And I wish Sharon Matthews was here today. She said, this is the most fun class. And she's just a riot when she writes her little things. So it's all about writing parts of your life. And the author of the book that we use suggests, it's not linear, suggests write 5 minutes about a bicycle you had. Write 10 minutes about cabbages. Write, and this was a fun one last week, write 10 minutes about a relationship you knew you should end, and you finally got the guts to do it. Oh my God, we laughed so hard, because we all had one of those. And so I've got the reading list, and it's in the foyer. It's for 10 weeks, and it has writing, like go to this chapter, and she's got like 10 writing prompts. Pick 2 of them and write 10 minutes. So it's a lot of fun. And what Sally said, she says, next time through this, I'm writing something on every one of those prompts. Because when you put your memoir together, you can use a theme like my job, my recreation, my children, or whatever, and have a theme run through it. And so that's why we write about all different kinds of things. So if you're interested, it's going to start again this Thursday, 1:30 to 3:30. If you can't make it, I encourage you to get the books and try it at home. It's a really, really enjoyable process. Thanks.
Thank you, Mary. And just a reminder that when you come in, you get a little pamphlet. This has all the announcements in there in more detail, so you can always look into it. And we also have the board desk. Susan's on the board desk, and so it's a way to sign up for things. So some of these I'll go through fairly quickly, but some I'm going to elaborate on. But we have the crystal bowls coming up this Friday night, and that's where we clear out the room. And Irene sets up her crystal bowls, and we have a sound healing, and if you haven't done it before, I would encourage you to give it a try. It's a beautiful experience, very calming and healing. And so she goes through all the chakras and the chakra sounds, and before you know it, an hour and 15 minutes is up, and you're done. And it's very, very healing. So this is a big one. You've seen the sign when you walk in, and it says Rumi's Caravan. So before COVID, I think we had Rumi's Caravan here 3 different times. And they're back on the road, and so they're going to be in Reading this Saturday evening. And it's a wonderful event, there's poetry, there's elaborate costumes. And this caravan in particular, they go spontaneous, so they've memorized a lot of poetry and readings, and I think they're all artists and beautiful actors almost, but they don't know what they're going to say next. They go by the feeling of what's been said, and then someone will just stand up and then recite a different kind of a poem. So there's a beautiful stage set up. There's going to be kind of like a social hour, an hour before they start. It's going to be in the social hall. But it's going to be this Saturday, the 21st, from 6 to 7 will be the social hour. The performance is 7 to 9. And they bring, and this is from the flyer, the rich tradition of ecstatic poetry featuring the poems of Rumi, Hafiz, Rainier, Mary Rilke, Mary Oliver, and others. And it's recited by heart. So, and lavish attire is encouraged. So you're looking at my lavish attire, but no, but it's really fun because a lot of people really dress up and they put on the hats and the whole thing. So I encourage you to check with Susan and for more details and check out your flyer. And then this is just starting next Sunday, we're going to begin our annual prosperity drive. And this year it's called Engaging with Prosperity. And so it's for the center's financial good for the end of 2024 and 2025. So every year we have an annual drive. And you're going to see a lot more about it starting next week. There'll be displays and there'll be some boards to track how we're doing. And it's that important time of the year where, and you don't have to be a member to pledge or to commit to supporting the center, but it's a way of, so that we know what to expect for income in this center so that we can support the center throughout the year and have our growth. So it's an exciting time to give and receive and to help the center grow, and you're going to hear a lot more about it starting next week. But just wanted to give you a heads up. And there is a quote from Helen Keller. It says, "Alone we can do so little, together we can so much." Let me say it again. "Alone we can do so little, together we can so much." From Helen Keller. I don't know what she said. You want to come up here? Anyway, there may be more on it this morning when Sue comes up. But it's kind of an exciting opportunity. And then we have a class with Dr. Mary, Unveiling Your Hidden Power with Emma Curtis Hopkins. I hear it's a wonderful class. It goes deep. It's going to start Tuesday, September 24th from 1:30 to 3:30. It's an 8-week class that dives into the teachings of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And she was known as the teacher among teachers, really helped inform our teaching that we have right here from Earnest Holmes. So it's a good opportunity. And then you'll see in the flyer, I won't go into details, but another SOAR event on September 27th. And then we have our Speak Your Truth, Poetry and Prose open night. That'll be Friday, September 27th. And then Reverend Kat Cox, you've witnessed her doing some workshops before, but she has one coming up on September 28th. 10 a.m. to noon. It's called Living into Radical Acceptance. And you'll hear more about that next week. So with that, I encourage you to sign up for whatever speaks to you. And now I'm going to invite Lori up to do the reading, followed by Judy will be doing the prayer today. And then I'll be doing the invitation of the bell. And when you hear the bell, really allow that bell to go into your soul at the depths of who you are and allow peace to bubble up during that time period.
The reading chosen today by Reverend Sue is in honor of International Peace Day, which is September 21st. And 2024 marks the 25th anniversary of International Peace Day. This is from the hearts of the youth, Poetry for Peace. From Somalia, Hibi Mohammed Hassan, 19 years old. The youth are a pillar and a national symbol. They are a ray of light and the future of the whole country. Without them, it means a house without foundation and with no entry point. My point is, they can create peace and can shape the future. Our beautiful land, they can illuminate it. They are immutable flowers that can benefit the people. From Yemen, Sahsan al-Shamiri, 10 years old. I am a child who loves peace. I hope that all the pigeons and the olive trees grow up and we will be in peace. I hope the whole world will be filled with peace. I am a child who loves peace. I have always believed in peace until I saw something on TV, something not expected at all. I saw the screen of war and destruction. I saw children sleeping in tents. They lost the embrace and protection of their parents. I saw children who are as skinny as ghosts. I saw schools and parks empty of children. I cried from what I saw and went to the source of love, my Father. I asked him, where did peace go? Where are the schools and parks? Where is the medicine? And where is the food? From Syria, Shahed Zaitoun, 16 years old. I feel robbed of childhood by conflict. From here, the story starts. From here, peace emerges. From the laugh of every child, from the eyes of every wounded, from the fruit of every tree, from the breeze of every wind. Who among us does not love peace? Who does not want to see peace all over the land and skies? From Mali, Salamata Fofana, 16 years old. Armed attacks on villages and cities have forced many families to leave their towns, homes, and villages. In my school, there are many of them, and they are very affected. I am asking all decision makers to work together, stronger and with conviction, to end violence and let children and their communities live in peace. From my veins, the blood flows. Through my racing heart, I am the pen that carries the desire to touch each heart, and with my faith, light it up with joy. To live in solidarity with others in this world, I am the thirsty soul of a world without divisions, a world willing to learn and where each failure is synonymous with courage. I refuse to give in to any despair. From Afghanistan, Hakim Karwan, 21 years old. Once again, every child shall have a pen in their hand. I was born and raised in conflict, but I hope to see my country free from conflict. Life will be extremely beautiful when peace comes. Everyone will plant beautiful pine and palm trees. From these sprawling deserts, we will make gardens again. We will return to our lands and sow green when peace comes. Once again, every child in my country will have a pen in hand. We will take up pens and books and become forgivers. We are tired of this war. We search for peace. We will gather together as brothers.
Join me just now in turning your attention inward into that still place where love resides in our heart. As I know now that there is only one light, one love, one universal life force, one energy that is everywhere present, that is in me, radiating, energizing, harmonizing, purifying every cell, every molecule, every atom in this body, surrounding each one of us as it is surrounding me, surrounding everything in the knowing of love, of peace, of harmony. That is all that is. And as Reverend Sue today takes us into a deeper knowing, deeper understanding of that peace that is in us all, I am so grateful. I am grateful knowing that I am united with the whole. And I invite you just now to join me in declaring that I am one with love. I am one with love. I am one with peace. Let me hear you say that. I am one with peace. I am one with spirit. I am one with spirit. I am one with God. I am one with God. And so it is.
Thank you. Good morning. So much has already been said. Those poems, that poetry from children's hearts, so pure, right? So pure, so innocent, so longing. And it says it all. That is who we care for. That's what we do. What we do is for the little people in the world as they grow. So it's all, this whole month has been about may peace prevail. And today we focus on peace in the world. That's why Lori read those so beautifully. And the prayer from Judy, so inclusive of our heart space. Earnest Holmes has been informing us this month with that quote, "Peace is always at the center of our soul." And then we remember the echoing of the truth, it is done unto us as we believe, that important word, as you believe it is done. So we're coming together through this month to touch upon peace at a soul level. It's not a heady concept. It's something that we feel with the very heart of our being. We cherish it as at a soul level in such a way that it becomes one of our virtues. And as we strive to abide in peace with our mind and our emotions, we long to manifest that out in our world for the benefit of all, not just our own sense of well-being. It affects everyone. And we're strong, when we're strong in our own convictions, within, we can face the world, we can. And we can never waver from our beliefs. But it takes a dedicated heart to what you believe. So know what you believe. Don't be shy about it. Peace can be energized and happy. It doesn't have to be peace. It can be raw peace. I stand for it. I thrive in it. I live for it. You see, it can have your passion behind the words. But it takes our spiritual practice. And lately it takes the spiritual practice, it seems like, every moment to anchor us in this knowing. Every breath we want to know, because the world keeps challenging us. You can pick your issue. It could be for the planet. It could be for the country. It could be for health. It could be for to stop these wars. There's so much that is offering and asking for our prayers out there in the world. So our breath, it's in our breath. And when we can keep our breath moving in our body and align with that breath an affirmation of truth, we will not wear down our spirit. We will become stronger, more assured of what we stand for. And we have to stay awake. We really have to stay awake. I love naps, but we have to stay awake. Because when we do this, when we stay awake, when we are witnessing something that is causing us to feel unsettled within, it is there that we set even stronger our pure intentions into becoming. It is done unto us as we believe. So if we let our thoughts stop in the suffering, we haven't been very helpful. So it is a call to set your intentions even deeper. This is where Earnest Holmes says very strongly, life flows into everything. Earnest Holmes is the founder of our teaching, for those of you that are new. Life flows into everything, through everything. It passes into every human event and translates itself through every human act. If you think of life as flowing through you, just as the breath, life is breath. If you think of life as flowing through your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with a new energy, for you are breathing the very essence of being into them. God, that sounds so doable, doesn't it? On a Sunday morning here where we're all quiet, no news on. We can do this. We can breathe. We can breathe and we can set our intentions. One of the biggest lessons, though, in the science of mind philosophy, and also I am discovering it is many faith paths, and also Emerson. I think he was one of the ones that surprised me when he brought the word forth, is not to fall into ignorance. Have you heard that before? Have you heard it? Don't fall into ignorance. And you might think, well, that seems a little mean, that word. It's a word to get your attention. Don't turn your back. Don't fall asleep. Know the truth. Find the truth. Not just something that we perceive and see and wonder about, but dive deep. Dive deep into Scripture. Dive deep into the faith teachings. Dive deep into your contemplations and find that truth. So we can't afford, as I'm saying, to go to sleep, to turn our back on what the world events or nature is revealing to us. No longer. We must be fearless, and we must sit with what is without commentary from others who have opinions that ultimately separate us instead of drawing us into understanding and love. I think it's more important that we stop and find a deeper truth, untainted even by our own past biases, even beyond our party preferences that we might have carried for a lifetime. Can we be willing to just be still and say, is this still true for me? Is this bringing peace into the world? Just be still. Listen to the nature. Listen to the wisdom of the divine flowing to us through nature. And if we can be courageous enough to be with what is and feel our own spiritual heart. Our own heart that knows, even if it comes as something completely new to our way of always thinking. You see, there's always another side. We have spoken about this so powerfully through the book, The Four Pivots. That book was life-changing for me, Ginsworth. You turn, you're having a certain opinion. Ask yourself, if I flip, if I turn the other way, do I still feel as strongly? You have to participate in what's going on. We've been so influenced, and I feel like, I was telling Charlie, I feel like I keep saying this, but we've been so influenced by our past. We've been complacent. It's part of our heritage. We've been influenced by media, social media especially. We've gotten angry and disillusioned in passing moments of discontent. You know what? All of that sticks to us in one way or in another unless we're doing our work, because those are the veils of ignorance I speak of. That's influencing us. Becomes a part of us, and as we think, it's starting to define us, who we are. It defines our responses to what is. But every conversation of nonviolence, and this is part of your dharma, this is part of your life's work, is to find a way of harming no one through the acts of nonviolence. These invite us to pause a little longer, to at least hear one another and discern the universal need of what each other is saying and sharing. We cannot really hear one another with an angry heart that is defensive and resistant. But love can. Love can lead us. And it's the one true pathway to understanding. And then there's the next step. Do something. Now, Anne Lamott, she's a great author, great writer. And she says this, she adds this, do something and blame no one. Oh, that too? Blame no one. Just do something. Now is not the time to withdraw and be bitter. Now is not the time to feel helpless, because we all have an opportunity that's calling us to help and improve whatever it is that's going on our planet at this time. And as we step into this with grace supporting us, it's going to unravel the fear that seems to be underlying some of our uncertainties. Anne also shares, I act like she's my best friend. Oh, and then Anne said to me, she shares the reflections of not leaning into distracting ourselves with a selfish motive. Then we feel hopeless too. But being with what is helps us to have a conscience and a heart and the beautiful idea of hope. Now, there are always possibilities. There are always millions of possibilities. That's what we forget sometimes. We think, therefore it is. And Deepak Chopra reminds us to spend time and thinking about all the divine possibilities. And that quickens our soul. And Paul Hawkins, he's a prolific writer, and he speaks of this as he views the world and the earth in a very honest reflection. He says, just as there can be no courage without fear, hope arises in the face of feeling hopeless. And we can commit to making changes in very small ways. And soon our lives are different. The lives of others are different than they are today. We can vision a new way. And this unfolds when we become still. From the Tao, Scripture, the still point. This is a beautiful book by William Martin. Several different of his books are in our bookstore. And I love the way he translates. When the chatter of our minds quiet down, we find the still point, around which all of life revolves. From this still point, we watch everything come and go in perfect peace. Everything that is, was, or ever will be has a common source from which it comes, in which it lives, and to which it returns. Understanding this coming and going, we return to our source, and our confusion ends. Not understanding this, we remain confused, and we bring about even greater suffering. Living at the still point, kind of feel it in yourself when you breathe and when you take your gaze inward and see the truth of your own soul calling you home. Living at the still point, we are open to all of life, We don't judge anything. Not judging, we see with compassion. We discover our true nature. Discovering our true nature, we are at home, and nothing in life disturbs us. It's a practice. This whole book is called The Path and a Practice. Path and a Practice. So here we are. And another beautiful image. I really appreciated this. I thought of you, Susan, when I was reading it with your such a beautiful connection to nature and your visions. Paul Hawkins had this analogy of seeing a bird such as a gossamer and feathers, but it also an extraordinarily powerful creator of forests and meadows. Just a bird creating forests and meadows, flying as it does with its small sack of undigested seeds. We could do that. We could carry a little baggie of seeds. Might get pulled over and they might think it's something else, but you could say it's wildflowers. And you can cast it on barren land. Let nature do the rest. It's such a beautiful idea, flying as it does with this small sack of undigested seeds. Such a metaphor to align us with, as we become like the birds, we can carry these seeds of peace, sprinkle them, let them drop while they will, and let them flourish to make the difference in the world. That is giving unconditionally. We can't drop the seed and say, hey, did you see what I just did? You're stepping on the seeds. No, just let it be. And keep on walking. Drop more seeds of peace and keep on walking. This is the vision of peace in our world that is doable. But sometimes we feel like we can't grasp it. Now, Carolyn Mace is another writer that speaks of this. And she's done a lot of writings on our collective soul. So it's not just the individual soul that I speak of. She talks about every nation has a soul. Every nation is like an organ of the living earth. And so in her work, she studied the intimate relationship of soul to our bodies, our minds, and our emotions. And we've spent this whole year dancing around ideas to harness this inner power and understand our soul nature. And she mentions in her work at one time that there was never the soul represented as having a primary voice in our biology, nor that our individual souls were active fragments of a global soul. She's painting the story of how interconnected we are. And all of this, when we look at it, has formed an aura of all life on this planet. That's where this idea of oneness comes. And she notes, human consciousness has awakened. And I quote her, with this awakening we were given free license to explore the spiritual domain that exists in the world. Here it is, in the world behind our eyes, not just what's in front of them. That's something. It's those catchphrases that get me, that make me just put the book down and think about it. May the spiritual domain that lives and dwells and informs my thinking, my actions, my reactions, my grouchiness, may what's back there, is it so influenced by what's out here? Not you guys. Another, way out there. So it's a big step. And it reveals this bond that we have, body and soul. Now, there was something in her writings. Another moment that was one that I had to know I wanted to share with you. It was in a big book, so let me find it. I copied it here. Let's see. She was talking about, I'm not going to mention who the exact person is because it doesn't matter. This kind of could be anybody. She said, I knew that to be true, but I had never experienced the truth until I was part of a conversation a few years ago that changed my life forever in less than 5 minutes. While I was having coffee with 2 friends, a very heated conversation began based upon the controversies surrounding a certain person. One negative comment was expressed, followed by another, and then another. But one man remained silent. So finally I asked him if he had any opinions at all regarding the drama taking place in the White House. And he replied, here it is, I have no right to an opinion because I did not pray for him. Where does that get you? Ram Dass is famous for saying, put the people we struggle with on our altars and do a daily prayer. Bow to them as our teachers to find the heart of compassion within, to find forgiveness, to work in the tools of our deeper knowing. I have no right to an opinion because I did not pray for him. Therefore, I owe him an apology. He doesn't owe me one. What do you want to do with that? Now, we can put that back on the shelf and say, I don't know, that kind of annoyed me. Or we could say, am I praying? Remember last week when Gandhi was faced with all that controversy, the whole country on his shoulders? Do something, do something, do something. And he took refuge, remember? This is taking refuge in the Lord. I take refuge. I pray. I pray. That beautiful song, and I pray deeper. I pray deeper. So this is what we're learning, because we can commit to prayer. And if we can't pray, we walk to the practitioner and say, pray with me. Help me find my way. Eshwaran Eknath is a powerful, if you don't know much about meditation, he's a very relatable teacher, and he's a brilliant meditation scholar. And his words on peace reminds us it's not a political construct of peace that we're speaking of. It is that deeper inner state of peace that passes understanding. He reminds us that when the mind desires no more desires, but rests in the self, soul, capital S, perfect peace. It is a matter of breaking through the surface of our mind, the surface of our consciousness, go through our layers of habits and actions, and in his words, drill through the strata. In meditation means overcoming our limitations, all the obstacles created along the way by our self-will, the fierce driving compulsion, here it is, to have our own way, to get what we want, to stamp ourselves separate from the rest of life. In his words, the biggest leap in meditation comes when we run headlong and throw ourselves over the rim of duality to land in the unified state where nothing is separated out. The great presence holds it all. This is the state of Shanti. This is the state of Shanti. So when I mention scripture, I return to Lao Tzu. And you've heard this one before, but hear it with a new ear. If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in our cities. If there is to be peace in our cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace in our homes. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in our hearts. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Om. St. Francis reminds us of this great state of being. The state of what in the Hindu tradition is Shanti. It's a very popularized word. Shanti. Even the word itself, it means peace and it feels peace, just like shalom. Shanti. We're going to do a practice with that in just a moment. Francis of Assisi, when you are proclaiming peace with your lips, which you will be doing in a moment, be careful to have it even more fully in your heart. Have it in your heart. This is what makes a difference. The Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So I'm going to have Lindy, in lieu of, I always appreciate Judy's support. She seems to transport me with her music. But I've asked it to be this spiritual practice together with Deva Pramel. Now, I was going to be really bold and do this chant without any background. But I woke up at 3 a.m. panicking, so I got the next best thing than me is Deva Pramel. But I want you to really feel this. It's the Om Shanti chant. This is how it works. You will go ahead and start it, Lulu. When you're doing the chant, just get comfortable and get aligned with your breathing. Feel it. Feel yourself breathing. Soaking in the words that we shared together today.
Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om.
You can silent.
Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti
It's a
Om.
continuum.
Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, 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 Om Shanti Om.
Feel the connection as your heart quickens.
Om Shanti Om, 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 Om Shanti Om Om Shanti 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Peace be with you. That depth, that soul song. I'll invite Dalton up. Stay in the peace that you're feeling right now. This is what it is. Thank you for listening.
Everybody take a breath in with me. This is a Gary Lynn Floyd song. A dawn is breaking within you. Can you feel the promise of the morn? Your soul is waking to this moment. A new day waiting to be born. And we are one with the devotion. Naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by this emotion. We are one with the divine. We are a portal to awakening. We are living in God's love. Feels like our hearts are finally opening. Forgiveness rains down like a flood. And we are one with the devotion. naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by this emotion. We are one with the divine. Standing in the light, arms held open wide, emerging from the night, fears all set aside. No day quite as bright, no place left to hide. Everything is right, and here we will abide, 'cause we are one with the devotion, naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by this emotion. We are one with the divine. We are drenched in the devotion, naked in the truth for all time. We are moved by this emotion. We are one with the divine. We are one with the divine. Sing along. We are one with the divine. We are one with the divine. We are one.
That was so beautiful, Dalton. Thank you. The energy in here, I just have to say this, is so rarefied. It's so wonderful just now. What a blessing. I'd like to invite the ushers up right now as we prepare for our offering. As I prepare to give my offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is for my spiritual well-being. I'm filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Just now I give thanks for the blessed donations received in the offering this morning and during the week. I know each dollar supports the spiritual family in many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that the center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is. And now Dalton for our final song, another beautiful piece of music. Thank you.
All righty, everybody who feels comfortable, please stand on up. Stretch yourselves out, take some deep breaths. Establish a little space around yourself. I see the sun peeking through the clouds out there. There's another call and response. It's that kind of a morning. Probably know this one, but if not, just sing back to me what I sing to you. One, two, three, four. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free. May I be free. May my friends be happy. May my friends be peaceful. May my friends be free. May they be free. If anyone has hurt me, I now freely forgive. If I have hurt anybody, may they forgive me now. May they forgive me now. May my enemies be happy. May my enemies be peaceful. May my enemies be free. May they be free. If anyone has hurt me, I now freely forgive. If I have hurt anybody, may they forgive me now. I forgive myself right now. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be free. May they be free. May we all be free. May we all be free. May we all be, what's that word? Free.
stay standing because Nadine and Dick, you want to come up and help lead the song with us? This is the peace song. Anybody else in the choir that wants to come up? Chet? Come on, you shy beans, you. We're just singing together. All right.
Yes, there is peace on earth, the life has begun with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our one source, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Thank you. Awesome. Oh, well, thank you all for your sweet, sweet love today, your attention and absorbing Om Shanti. May it live and breathe in you. A closing poem from one of my favorite Hindu poets, Sri Srimnoy, Peace. Peace we achieve when we do not expect anything from the world, but only give, give, and give unconditionally what we have and what we are, and so it is. So thank you. I hope you all leave with a smile in your heart and a dance in your step. Thank you.